This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch. Hello, my name is Bahari Tambuatco. Welcome to our program. Well, as you well know, somehow you cannot hide the village idiot. And if you open the newspapers today at the Philippine Star, everyone's left right-hand palm is at his breast, all because of Independence Day. I guess there must have been a bird passing by, and the village proper person had to look up and see what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, what exactly do we know about President Duterte? Major media, all the news networks, many of them even on the broadsheets, seem to like to put him down. Some are saying he's a dictator, some are saying this, obla-di, obla-da. Even some of the senators who are now getting their positions. Well, it is good that the shakeup in the Senate is not yet over. Thinking last Friday that Coco Pimentel was going to be the head, it seems there's a lot of changes. Again, imagine De Lima being head of justice. Whoa, talk about biased media, biased justice, and the LP power coming back again. Ladies and gentlemen, pag-usapan natin ngayon, ano talaga ba ang kailangan natin malaman dito sa patakaran ni President Duterte? After all, in about 2 weeks' time, we will be having what we call change that has arrived. However, in the first part of this program, we'd like to talk about the elections, where it's going, the Smartmatic and the Comelec conspiracy, together with the Liberal Party, and what we call the alleged cheating. Well, I don't call it alleged, I call it cheating. With us, we have Rene Azurin, who's the lead convener of the AES Watch, and you also have Pastor Boy Saycon, who's with COPA, Council of Philippine Affairs. Gentlemen, salamat, narito kayong dalawa. Let's start with Boy. May kaso ka, alam ko, sinabi mo sa amin about 2 months ago, and then I saw you in the headlines bringing these whistleblowers in the Senate, pero hindi naman kayo pinakinggan nila Bamakino at hiningi pa sa iyo, give us proof, di ba? Ito na nga, dala-dala mo na whistleblower. Ano ang action mo? What's your action that's about to take place?
The most important part in this effort to rectify and put in order our electoral system is not new. It's been being pushed by several groups in the past. And no less than the former Commissioner Gaslagman, AES Watch, Philippine Computer Society, all of these are putting all their heads together, really, to put a transparent. Now, yung transparency na yan, naglaho yan itong nakarang eleksyon. Sapagat all of a sudden, there are now witnesses that came to me and explained their participation, direct participation.
Sila mismo?
Sila mismo, in a bypass operation in Lucena City that handles all the votes of Quezon and the outlying provinces in Quezon province. So, I thought they just are simple witnesses that saw...
Comelec o Smartmatic? Smartmatic.
Smartmatic, because what turned out to be, they were trained for 2 weeks by Smartmatic to operate in a building in Lucena, where they received all the votes of the what we call cluster precincts, and then they reconfigure it, and they also transmit it in that same building.
Pero bago nila i-transmit, nila-jumble muna nila kung anong gusto nila
There is a
palabasin.
reconfiguration machine that they use. with a
Ayun.
laptop computer, no? So,
Hayop talaga.
now, wala po sa legal protocol yan. I think my
Siyempre,
partner,
oo.
the legal protocol is the cluster precinct, after they close it, now can transmit directly to the main server and to the transparency server.
Pero hindi,
Now,
dumadaan pa sa
in this case,
provincial eh.
ba't nagbakasyon yung mga boto sa Lucena?
Ayun.
Yeah, kaya there are 9 operators, no, that came. There were 3 initially that came forward.
Alam ko, 3 hindi nala mo sa Senado.
3, yes. So, in fact, there were 5, no, but the others were not allowed to go in because no ID, no entry. No, but I told them I cannot give their identities, no, for their protection. That's why we covered the faces.
Yun na nga eh.
So, the bottom line here is, this is the first time that there are participants. Kasi ang hinahanap nila lagi, you show us a COC. You show us, sabi ko, yung COC yung pinapakita ko, at Atty. Makalintal, is already contaminated. Dumaan na dun sa sistema ng manipulasyon.
Rene, the frustration that you have advised us in media and in your writings in the last 6 years, do you think this will come to a head-on now to actually checkmate the Smartmatic and the Comelec, yung conspiracy nilang dalawa? I mean, after all, you've already said how many times your frustration has gone through the roof. Wala naman nangyayari, wala naman nakikinig. Ayaw naman pakinggan ng Comelec, ayaw naman pakinggan miski ng taong bayan. Miski media, wala rin ginagawa. Do you think this would help now and maybe once and for all put a stop to Smartmatic and these Comelec commissioners?
I would hope so, Harry, but I'm not very optimistic. You know, the problem is that since 2010, we have been telling politicians that if you do not correct the system,
Babawi sa inyo.
you have no remedio. If you are the one cheated, you have no remedio. And that is the case even today, because good, there are some whistleblowers, but looking for that proof is very difficult because all of the security protocols were disabled, no? Or not enabled,
Yes.
no?
Yung palang tigil na dapat yun.
Yeah. So, unless you actually open the ballot box, no, which, as you know, is a very tedious and cumbersome process, no? Unless you open the ballot box, you cannot actually verify or authenticate any return, no? In fact, what Boy was saying, no, these were actually contractual employees of
Yes.
the National Technical Support Group, no? And that's a very interesting thing because that was a contract, 200-something million, which was bidded out. And Smartmatic was not the lowest bidder, okay? But they disqualified the lowest bidder so that they could give it to Smartmatic. So Smartmatic was running the National Technical Support Center where these people were contractual employees, no? Now, the another thing is what Boy was saying about transmission. Comelec, despite much insistence from us, no, refused to even consider that the transmission from the precinct would go to an independent website, public website.
Before it goes back in again.
It goes simultaneously. It goes to the National Canvassing Center. It goes to a goes to a public website. No, the reason being that if you made bantay in your precinct, you saw the vote. No, you could immediately go to the public website and verify that yun ang inentrada. No, yung kung ano yung nakita mo,
Yun na rin.
yun ang pinasok mo. Of course, that doesn't solve the problem of
Transmission.
that solves part of the problem transmission. That doesn't solve the problem of the cheating in the machine, no? And the problem there is that there was supposed to be a source code review, okay? But 30 days, so there was a big one about
De La Salle eh.
De La Salle,
Nilagay
no?
doon, pero you're
Okay.
not supposed to touch it. Tingnan mo lang yung binary code. Hindi na, wala kang makukuha doon.
Ito pa ang mas masama doon. 30 days before the election, they said, we will not use that version. So, in fact, your friend Toti Casino saying, what was the point of the source code review if you're not going to use that version, no? And therefore, they could not set any protocols for what's called the hash code, hash code verification. The hash code is simply a unique identifier, no? If this is your program, no, these are all the, no, there's an application. It gives you a large number. No, that's the hash code of that. So, if you change that program in any way, that hash code will change. No?
Also.
So there was supposed to have been a protocol wherein whatever was reviewed, the ginanon mo yung hash code, no? The Board of Election Inspectors at the precinct should have had should have been given guidelines as to how to check that that program reviewed is the same program that's in the machine. They must have the same hash code. But napornada yun because they already said 30 days before, hindi na namin gagamitin yan. Yung review nyo, where you're changing the version. So there is no verification we could do on the source code, none on the transmission.
So, the culprit here is really the Comelec, not
Comelec,
the
yes.
Smartmatic.
Yes.
So, yung kaso mo ba, Comelec mismo o yung Smartmatic?
What
O
our
dalawa sila?
lawyers have prepared is we file criminal charges against Smartmatic with the DOJ. We're
Okay.
just waiting for the new secretary
Yes,
of Secretary of DOJ to sit in. No? On the Comelec side, we file it also with DOJ but via ombudsman towards impeachment. Kasi
good.
hindi pa pwede
Tama,
sa criminal.
tama.
You cannot file, okay?
So, tsaka government employee yan sa ombudsman yan.
Tsaka yung, sabi ko, they violated the law. The law says that, the diligence that Comelec should protect, the electoral system, meaning our right of suffrage, is in the hands of Comelec alone,
is.
nobody else, no? Now,
It's not even Smartmatic. Yes.
there is a violation there.
Well, yung transparency na lang sinasabi Rene, just right there.
Alam mo, nung pinalitan nga nila, sabi nga nila, dapat i-review mo yung
hash code,
hindi yung hash code, i-review mo na yung source code.
Yung source code,
In fact, dun sa batas,
Pinalitan,
pag binasa mo yung batas na ginawa nila, hindi mo lang i-review, iti-test mo.
i-test mo pa.
Hindi nga pinayagan tinitest. Kaya sabi nila, pinalitan pa nila, hindi na nga tinest, pinalitan pa. Kaya yung transmissions, mga nangyari ng mga 7:45 towards the
Yung
evening.
minagic si Marcos.
Hindi, wag yun. Hindi yun eh. Yung mga nagtatransmit on other places, Surigao, bumubunggo na lang, hindi na tinatanggap. Kaya napupunta dun they have two special clearing houses we established. One in Tarlac and one in Quezon and another one in Laguna. Okay, now we have identified the buildings, we have identified the workers. Now, in this case, ang masakit dito, contractual sila, but these are government employees na kinuha from the different departments of the city.
Damay sila dito.
Kaya
Maumbudsman
madadamay. Kaya nga sabi nila na Mr. Saycon, pag kami lumabas, kaya tinakpan namin muna yung mukha, number one, tanggal na sa trabaho.
Correct.
Pagkat number two, their lives are endangered.
Correct.
So kaya sabi nila na kumare, pag-file na lang po ng kaso, saka ho kami lahat magpapakita ng mukha.
Tama nga naman. What do you make of the two independent bodies? There is this godly, religious Tita de Villa and her outfit, di ba? Yung tawag doon.
PPCRB.
PPCRB. And the other one, the NAMFREL, quick count. Pero chuchu naman sila kay Bautista tsaka sa Comelec. And now you even have this supposedly famous or infamous, or let's just call him popular, Attorney Mac, na everyone on the radio is calling, di ba? And he's siding with Rene. Now he's saying there's nothing wrong. There is no proof. All of this is salita-salita lang. I mean, he is saying basically that you are all lying and you all have agendas.
Alam mo,
You all have agenda against him.
Mali yung premise niya doon, Larry.
Ano siya, babayaran
Kaya
lang?
kami,
Kung sino nagbabayad sa kanya, doon lang siya pupunta.
Yung case namin file na pinapalo, it does not have to be necessary about where the vote went. But, papaano yung dinivert yung boto
yun, yung
Doon sa
proseso.
outside of the legal protocol. Wala kaming alam kung
Yan
saan
ang
nagpunta yung
sinasabi
boto
ni
eh.
Rene ever since.
Ngayon, pagka nanalo kami rito at napakulong natin yung mga taga-Smartmatic at Comelec, yung pagbubukas, hindi namin yon. Yung mga nagpa-file doon sa Electoral Tribunal, sila magpabukas ngayon. Pero may basis na sila on the
Ayun.
criminal
Maraming
level.
nagpo-protest pa rin, ha?
Marami
Marami pa rin.
protest.
Governor, even congressman, meron din.
Hindi
But,
kasi-
ang mahal. I think so many pesos per vote depending on the precinct or depending on your area.
Alam mo, doon sa ang maganda rito sa mga ating mga witnesses, nakuha din nila yung mga CF cards.
So may ano sila.
Okay, the official CF cards belongs to Smartmatic dahil naka-securitize yung mga kahon. There are 14 cards per box. Okay, nakuha lahat yan. And we
So, preba yan, preba.
it's a part of the proof we will present in court.
So, you're bullish, you feel good, malakas ang loob mo, you're confident, this will prosper, and that finally we will do an end to this unscrupulous Comelec. And
Okay.
of course, the Smartmatic.
Sabi nga ni, binayaran mo na yung kontrata niya. Siya pa nag-supply. Yung anak pa ni Tita Di Villa.
Oo nga,
nag-supply
bilib
ng
ako
papel. O, paano pa naman?
Kagagamitan niya pa yung simbahan, anak si Ana Sisa ng inaano niya, bilib
So,
na ako eh.
Pagkatapos, ibebenta pa niya yung boto natin. Bakit taga muna? We tolerate sometimes, no? I'm not saying all the times. Yung pagnanakaw ng pera ng taong bayan. Pero, nanakaw mo yung boto ng taong bayan. Teka muna, ibang usapan to.
We're gonna have to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we will go to the topic, the real topic at hand. I just had to open that up with the Comelec Smartmatic because, well, to begin with, I'm personally fed up with all these fake commissioners, the fake foreigners from a country that is starving, lining up for food, and yet making the billions in this country. The fake winners of this election and the being fake of the many religious groups. Sinasabi pa nila sila ang tama at ang taong bayan ay mali. Kayo po maghusga dyan. Now, when we come back, let's talk about real things, real issues, not the biased stuff that major media seems to want to push out. It seems many are scared of Duterte. If you have something to be afraid of, tama nga naman, tumago ka at talagang hahabulin ka nitong presidente. Sana lang man yun ang gusto natin mangyari. But then again, sa daming sinusulat, bilib ako may lumabas na SWS survey kahapon, 26% ang boto lang kay Duterte and 48% ang taas ng confidence rating kay Rene. Katakataka because this is the first president that has gone to work since his proclamation, well, it's not his proclamation, since it was evident that he was the runaway president, meaning president-elect, hindi na presumptive. And yet, the vice president who is being alleged, the cheating went on against Marcos, is the one person that's supposed to have high confidence. Again, more bullshit is coming out, more lies by this government, by the networks. Maybe tama lang, media is shut out. When we come back, stay with us, we'll discuss these issues.